MacBook Pros are what they are. They are always going to be an interesting thing to behold. You see, these are old MacBooks I've gotten here. I do not know what condition they are in. I don't even know what to do with them right now, but taking a look at the back of this MacBook, I pretty much think that these are 2010, 2011 MacBooks. They are still looking, very much in shape. I do not actually know what condition they are in, but the idea is I need to take a look, clean them up, and actually try to establish in what conditions these MacBooks are. Some of them do not have RAM sticks. Some of them have just got, one RAM module. Like I can see here, I can easily, bring that out just for you, to take a look. This is a DDR3 4GB RAM module. I think it should still work, but this particular MacBook Pro has not gotten, a hard drive. This shouldn't be a problem. If the problem is just that it doesn't have a hard drive, this is something I can actually, get to install and then take a look at what is exactly, wrong with this particular MacBook Pro. But if you take a look at the back of this is looking pretty much in a very, very, beautiful condition. Nothing appears, to have been compromised. All the screws are still looking intact like it was when it was originally made. And the beautiful thing is that the battery is not already popping up, because when the battery gets popped up and is swollen, you can pretty much tell that the battery is gone. But then, even though the battery is still looking very much in shape, doesn't actually mean that it's still working. The best thing to actually do is to put it on and make sure that the MacBook, works very well. And right here, we have a DVD drive, which is very, very interesting. So this still looks like something I can actually work on, and I am going to definitely be working, on it. And this one right here also looks like the same. This one doesn't have, screws. Also, the other one I saw here didn't actually have screws, but getting the screws off of a platform like Amazon shouldn't actually be a problem. The beautiful thing with this is that this actually has an SSD right here. If you take a look at it, it's a 256GB SSD. This is actually very beautiful. Also got RAM sticks. I think it's 4GB of DRAM as well, and also has a DVD writer right here. It is also very clean. I pretty much do not know how people ever use this, that it never ever has any signs of use. It doesn't even have dust behind it, not minding the fact that this is not a new generation MacBook Pro. I'm just going to flip it over and take a look at the screen. Everything still looking very much clean. All I need to do is just to go ahead and clean it, and the keyboard also looking very clean. There's absolutely no sign of use on this, and I'm just taking a look at this laptop and I'm saying definitely if this works, because I'm going to be testing it rigorously to be sure that this MacBook is still in very good working condition. And if it works, you know where it's going to be. It's going to go directly on the Hardware Money shop, where you can actually go ahead, to buy it. Take a look at this right here. Also looking very good, very clean. But unfortunately, on the wireless LAN port right here, there's a little bit of dent, and I do not think that this is good enough. Perhaps there might be somebody that will say, I do not care if there's a little dent on the wireless LAN port, but as long as it works, I am cool with it. Aside from that, the MacBook Pro is looking also in very excellent condition. The beautiful thing is that this MacBook Pro, the lid is still very, very, strong, even though this looks kind of a little bit weak. But then, considering the fact that these are 2010, 2011, 2013 MacBook Pros, they are actually still very, very clean compared to its age. This has a little bit, dusty screen, and this shouldn't be a problem for me, to actually use my magic cleaner to just clean it up and ensure that everything is looking nice and clean again. But then it's not just about how it looks outside. We also have to look at the back and be sure that everything is actually still looking very fresh, very clean. The battery here doesn't appear to have been compromised, and the screws actually are still looking exactly the way it was looked when it was bought. And then, beautiful thing is that we also have a RAM stick here, a DVD drive, the fans still looking very much clean, and hopefully this should also be a MacBook Pro that's still in very good working condition. But then, if I'm looking at the back of this MacBook Pro, I'm pretty much angry because some of the rubber foots are all gone. I do not know if I can still get this off of Amazon or eBay, but these days, we pretty much live in a time where nothing is impossible. So if this works, definitely I'm going to be looking for this foot, possibly going to be putting it. This is more of just aesthetics, doesn't really, affect the functionality of the MacBook Pro. but then it is what it is. Sometimes people just want to get something and they want this thing to be in the best possible condition. This is a very beautiful one. Pretty much looks like a 15-inch MacBook Pro or 17 inches. I'm not so sure. Looking at it physically, it appears to be in the best possible condition. All the rubber foots are still very much in place. And if I flip it like this, wow, this looks very, very beautiful. The screen is looking much clean, no scratches, keyboards all looking very much in place, but it also looks very dusted. I'm just going to go ahead, also give it a little bit of clean. This I can do later, but then I'm not going to be cleaning a laptop that's not going to work. I'm not going to be cleaning a MacBook Pro that's 40. The best thing to do is first to take a look at the functionality, and if everything works, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I set up correctly and put on the hardware money shop. This is still very much locked. If you take a look, there are still the screws holding the back cover to the MacBook Pro. Definitely, I'm going to be opening it and taking a look at the inside. It says 2010 Apple Incorporated model A1286 MacBook Pro. When I'm taking a look at this, hopefully this should still make it to the hardware money shop. And if it doesn't, we're going to be opening it up and possibly selling it for parts. And if you go to the hardware money shop, shouldn't be a problem for you to put your feet on the door and get one of the parts of this MacBook Pro. The next one here also looks, kind of a terrible condition. It has all manner of scratches. The plastic foot is still there, which is kind of a beautiful thing. But if I open it up, the first thing that you notice is that the battery is swollen. So I can tell you for free that this battery is gone. There is nothing I am going to be able to do to make sure that this battery works again. It has double fans. This is supposed to be a very premium MacBook Pro in its time. And the beautiful thing is that the fans are still looking very much clean. Hopefully this still works, but the batteries, there is just no way that this is going to work. But then if you take a look at the side here, there's a DVD writer right here, which you can actually see. And you can also see it right from this angle. So I'm going to be taking this out, making sure that the MacBook Pro works. And if it is necessary, I'm going to go ahead, include a new battery on it. This actually looks not so clean, but all the ports are looking still very much in place. Nothing broken, nothing damaged. But then it is what it is. People these days are not only looking for, items in the best optical conditions. They also want to get items that have scratches here and there. But if the item is going for cheap, it shouldn't actually be a problem. This is the next one. Also looking very clean. Yes, signs of use everywhere to be seen. I'm just going to take a look at the inside. This is actually bigger than this. So perhaps this is the 15-inch and this is the 17-inch MacBook Pro, presumably also from 2010, I guess, but I am going to be opening it. It's all scratched out. I won't be able to tell, but then if I switch it on and get it installed, definitely I can actually, tell what's inside. This is actually beautiful, premium MacBook Pro in its time. But gone are the days where we actually, get stuff like this anymore. Speakers right here. And the keyboard actually still looks in very, very good condition. It's got a camera right here. If this works, I pretty much think I would like to keep this, for myself. All I have to do is to clean it up. And with my magic fluid, this shouldn't be a problem to get out of there. This is interesting. Still looking very much rigid, very much solid. If I try to close the lid, you see that all the hinges are still looking very much in shape. Nothing squeaky, nothing breaking, nothing bending. And up to this point, the hinge is still holding the MacBook Pro very much in place. This is beautiful. Sometimes the new laptop that you are being sold cannot actually do this. This is a 2010 MacBook Pro and it's able to perform like this. Hopefully, I can still get this back up. And if it does work, like I said, I would love to keep the 17 inches for myself. This is the last one that was actually broken in this video. If you have not seen the video, please go ahead and check it out and see how my MacBook Pro was broken. And thereafter, you will also see how I went about replacing my MacBook Pro with the Lenovo ThinkPad T480. Until I see you again in the next one, peace.